Hi guys, so I want to talk about a very important topic in this video. So what I would like to cover is the difference between a good doctor and a good medical student. So most of the students who come in and the society thinks that whoever is a good medical student ends up as a good doctor, but that is not the case because the system or our medical education system has been set up in such a way with so many loopholes which technically anyone can exploit to get marks, and they wouldn't end up as a good doctor. So I just wanted to touch upon those topics today. So first of all, what do I mean by a good medical student? So technically a good medical student is someone who's very studious and scores like university ranks and distinctions and honors, and is very regular to class, and then knows most of the topics by heart. So these are the type of students I'm going to consider as a good medical student. So highlight the word good medical student. His main focus is to be better than others. So the only way he can show himself to be better than others is through marks. So the the methods he uses to get these marks can be like he can either by heart the whole thing without understanding anything, and if he reproduces, he's going to get his score. So he's going to be better than most of his peers. So he can take time and analyze what is he reading and explain in his own words, but usually that is not going to fetch him a lot of marks. And then 3, he can be very good at presenting his answers, so he can use color pens and highlights and good handwriting, and obviously anyone who checks the paper will have a good impression on the paper and will give better marks than his peers. So those are the ways that people can be misunderstood to be a good medical student, and they would technically be right because they have good scores on paper and they have a good rank and reputation among the education system. So what happens to these people when they pass out is they get exposed to something called society. So society functions a different way, okay? It doesn't expect you to write answers in color pens and with good handwriting. It expects you to understand the subject and at least give your opinion on things. So you need, as a student, more than focusing on those, the most important thing they focus on are university exams, important questions, important topics and things like that. When it comes to medicine, everything is important, okay? But it's technically not possible to read the whole book and remember every single point. You need to learn how to prioritize. So why do I talk about this prioritization is, see, first you need to know the letters A, B, C, D, E, F until Z, okay? Then you need to know small words like cat, rat, bat, and then you can go on to make a small sentence, and then finally you can make huge paragraphs, okay? So without knowing your ABCD, you just go and make huge paragraphs. It becomes a huge kind of, you know those funny English texts which Indian guys usually give out, right? Like that grammar will be very funny, and the meaning turns out to be very awkward. So that's what happens. So a good medical student technically goes out in society and struggles to practice as a good doctor. So this is where our health system fails. So I'm not going to complain against it, saying that we need to change so much, because practically this works for the population, it's efficient and it's practical, but it's failing in a very big way. So we need to be aware of that. So as the next generation doctors, I think we should be aware of this, and we need to find a way through the system or around the system. So what do I mean through the system? So through the system I mean that you need to get good marks and be well read on all your topics and present your answers well. But the prime focus should be understanding the subjects, like why you're reading what you do and how it's going to help you as a doctor, okay? That is one approach which you can take through the system, which is very hard, and personally this is not the approach which I take. So my approach is around the system. So what do I need to get a medical degree? A pass, that is 50% score. So for that 50% score, am I going to sit and read the important topics and important questions and shit like that? Absolutely no. I'm going to try to understand the subject on the whole, and based on my understanding and I'm pretty sure based on how I prioritize on the most common diseases, then moving on to our rare diseases, I'm pretty sure I can easily score 50% marks on my MBBS exam. So I have my degree, I have the knowledge I need, and I can make a decent practice much better than anyone who's getting a distinction or honors. I'm not saying that everyone who's getting a distinction honors does do this, but there are a few people, and majority of them are focusing on two things. One is your university marks, better marks than your peers. Second is getting your NEET PG seat as soon as possible. Okay, first of all, you need to get exposed to the subject. You need to understand what you're dealing with. Do you like that system, or do you want to do this for the rest of your life? And you need to start developing a passion towards any single subject in your 19 subjects you're exposed to in your MBBS, and then work towards getting a seat. And then again, NEET PG is another be better than someone else to get a seat concept. So obviously you have to go through that gate. So at some point of time you need to go start attending coaching classes, solving MCQs. All that is inevitable, okay, but at least make sure it has some purpose and you really want to do it. And it's not because you need a PG seat to have a established practice. That shouldn't be your approach. Like, I should become this doctor, then only I'll be happy and I'll be able to do this for the rest of my life. That should be your approach. So these are the topics I wanted to talk about. So as the next generation doctors, so I would personally find it very, very happy if someone takes away this one message from this video. So your prime focus should be whatever you read, you should know how it is going to help you as a doctor 10 years, 20 years down the line. So if you think it is not going to help you, then I would never encourage you to read the topic. For example, there are conditions like Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Okay, this has come in some movies, and also it's like that. It comes in movies, very rare conditions, like 1 in 10 lakh, or someone like that. The chances of you seeing that case very, very slim. But something like a hernia or a streptococcal infection is very, very common, and you're going to see it at least once a week. So you need to prioritize and learn different topics, and make sure you love what you do. Like, don't just because you've gotten into MBBS, it's fine if MBBS is not cut out for you. Just get your degree, and then that degree will help you in many ways. But please don't practice when you are in that kind of mindset, because you're actually giving out advice, and I wouldn't say it helps people, but maybe it gives you a livelihood. But please think about what is the effect you're having on the people as such. And so I'm sorry if this ended up like too much like an advice session and all, but I personally find it very disturbing, because the majority of the population of medical students, what they look at is marks or your PG seat, or they don't see that we are studying to take care of someone. Like, someone is coming and trusting you with their life, and you're going to be responsible for that. So that is why I'm reading that the concept is totally not there. So I just wanted to at least try to talk about this. If I hurt someone who's getting distinction and honors feelings, I'm sorry. You do what suits you, and you can do whatever you like. But just remember that the end of the day, someone is going to come trust you with their problems, and you need to be in a situation to understand what's going on, give them solid advice which will work based on evidence, and be a good doctor basically. So let's all become future doctors and not focus to become good medical students. And I would like to end this video on that note. Bye guys.